Hey everyone, Kaiser Soze here, Maximum Carnage. Today I've got hopefully a shorter video. This one's got two loon-based attacks. So one is going to be the M4X or Max attack, and that was pulled off by Rundrinsky on their number 9. And the first one is a GoVaLo attack that was done by me. So I'm going to pause it here. Just for a second to be able to explain. So this base, I used to have this base actually. It was around a year ago that I used it. It's referred to as Eclipse. So if you want to look it up online, you can find it. There's a few changes to the way this base has a few of the traps. This air defense actually being further out away from the core caused me a little bit of concern. Normally it's placed kind of where that queen is standing, but they moved it back, so I suspect that a Tesla was in front of it, and the Tesla actually ended up being on the side. But so I'm going to use a GoVaLo, so that's golems, Valkyries, and then loons. And the object of the Valkyries is to take out the air defenses if they're in the core. So this base, by dropping an earthquake directly on the town hall, you can see that all the walls around the town hall are going to be removed, and effectively that opens up a huge area of the core. It does not open up this compartment over here, and again, that's the reason for my concern, was whether or not my heroes or the whiz or anything that was trailing would be able to survive long enough to be able to take that out. I was really strongly considering taking some hogs to put on the cannon and the archer tower, knowing that they would then travel to the air defense afterwards to be able to clear it. But I ended up sticking with my original plan, and basically all that's going to happen is you use the earthquake to open up access to the core, giving access to all of the air defenses. You use the heals to be able to keep the Valkyries up, and then it's targeted loons around the outside as they are distracted by the inside defense and as they are unprotected because the air defenses fall down. So the earthquake is dropped directly on the town hall, and you can see by taking out the walls, it just opens up to a massive section, easy access to 3 of the 4 air defenses right off the bat. Then I place, I'm just going to pause it here, I place the golem on the whiz tower side first, knowing that it is, which is right in front of that Tesla, and that distracts the wizard tower. It also distracts the mortar, and then I place wall breakers towards the cannon, knowing that the splash defenses aren't going to be a threat and the wall breakers can open up. So here I know that there's normally a double giant bomb set kind of in between where those 2 Teslas are. So I trickle in just a couple of Valkyries. Valkyries will not die from a double giant bomb, but I didn't want everything kind of hitting all at once, so I trickled in some Valks. Poison on the clan castle. I have to put down an early heal on the second set of Valks, and this is critical. And actually I've noticed a couple errors when we've been trying to use the Valkyries. You have a tendency to believe that they're indestructible because they have so many hit points, but they can take a lot of damage depending upon what's going on. And one of the best things potentially you can do is use your spells. If you look at my spells right now, all of my spells are gone, but because I know and understand this base, I know that the bulk of the defense is literally directly in that core and pushing through the area that I did. So by using this early heal, it's literally allowing the Valks to stand in the heal for the most part, taking out those defenses. So you can see now I've got 3 of the 4 air defenses already down. I've got loons coming in that are targeted on the archer tower. And because I'm shifting my focus here, I ended up popping my queen's ability a little bit too early. The loons are coming in the back end without protection. You can see that the 4th air defense goes down as a result of the golem busting through with some Valkyries that took it out. And then the remaining loons end up being placed around in a targeted way. Just a couple of loons at a time to be able to collapse on the base. So I still have my archer queen up for the time being. But what's going to happen is the loons are going to go out of range. The archer tower focuses on her as opposed to this golem that was sitting over there. But that's just the way things work out. I've simply got too many loons at this point for the number of defenses that are left. I've got my Barb King doing some cleanup over on that side, so I drop my remaining Wiz on the opposite side to be able to take care of the cleanup, and I'm just going to 4x it through the rest, and it ends up being a relatively easy 3-star. A lot of health left in the Barb King, a full golem left all the way through that base, which is pretty impressive, and quite a few balloons as well. So that is GoVaLo, using the golems to take some heat, getting in Valkyries, using the spells to keep the Valkyries up. You don't have to use the Earthquake, it's just available on some bases to be able to give full access to a whole bunch of the air defenses. You want to be able to take out all of the air defenses, and you have to have a plan for that. If all of the air defenses are in the core, finding a way to make sure that you can funnel properly to be able to get those Valks into the core normally does the trick, and then you can just bring the loons around on the outside. And basically that one, it worked well. There was no problems. Nothing really went wrong at any point in that attack. So the second one here that I'm going to show is the M4X or Max Attack. So I'm going to pause once again just to explain what the premise here is. The premise is to use 4 Earthquakes to open up access to the enemy Archer Queen and at least 2 air defenses. So that's the primary focus. You have to get at least 2 air defenses and the enemy Archer Queen along with the clan castle, and you use your Earthquakes, your rage spells, and your heal spells to be able to open up and be able to take care of it and get it done. So normally there's poisons, but we can see that 2 poisons, which could be a clan castle poison plus an additional poison to slow down that CC. Run here uses 2 rages plus a heal along with those 4 quakes to be able to give access. So you can see on this side here, just by dropping Earthquakes in the middle, right around that cannon area, it's going to open up, give access to both the air defenses and the enemy Archer Queen. Then he's going to come in from this side using wall breakers, take care of that. Once the clan castle goes down, then what he can do is you have to take 3 lava hounds. You put 2 of the lava hounds on the first air defense. I'm not sure which one he took out first. And then you target balloons. Once that is protected, rotating around, you can make the decision if it's counterclockwise or clockwise. That's totally fine. But what you want to do especially is put loons on air targeting defenses, like archer towers, whiz towers that may be up while those defenses are distracted. So let's see how he takes care of this. So he drops the Earthquake here, right about where that cannon is. So it's a nice big hole, easy access to both of the air defenses. He's got some golems now, which distract those outer defenses. He's putting down some whiz to create a funnel, and it's important. There is a funneling video up. If you want, you can search for it. It was, I think, the previous video that I put up. You always want to leave some trash. You don't want to take out, for instance, here, this gold storage, because as you're putting down troops in this area, you need something that's close by. You definitely don't want everything wandering in this type of attack. So the Barb King goes down, starts hammering away at it. The wizards go in. He drops the original rage now to help push the troops through the core. You want to use your spells early, so this isn't a bad thing. There's a lava hound in the clan castle. So lava hounds on this attack you can completely ignore. You wait until they pop, and then you can deal with either poisoning the pups, or in this case, knowing that it's going to pop early enough, the Archer Queen's going to take care of it. So if we look now, both air defenses are down. The enemy Archer Queen is down as well. So the only thing that's really going to be hurtful to loons is the air defense. So now he's got 2 of the lavas from different directions. You can see, to be able to sweep up as many of the seeking bombs as possible, come in on the single air defense, and immediately afterwards, because balloons are so slow, he starts targeting some loons to be able to take out and help kill those defenses as they're distracted. So here he's got now a rage spell, because he took the additional spells and saving of the poison to help those loons break through faster. He's now got the lava hound going on the final air defense. He uses a heal just to be able to keep everything up a little bit longer, because those loons are slow moving, to help them try to get in. And then you can see on this side here, he's targeted 3 balloons onto the Tesla, and that's enough to be able to take that out. Now he's got pups. There are no defenses left. He's got a lava hound that still hasn't popped, and that's not the best scenario. It's always best if they pop right at the end to be able to have those pups go around and clean up. But the direction here that everything's in for run works out well. He's got loons at the top, loons at the bottom, pups kind of throughout the base. Really helps with the cleanup all the way through. The final 30 seconds here to be able to take care of the remaining trash buildings and the builder huts in the corner. So those are 2 successful loon attacks. In our clan, basically, there's a lot of go wipe, go ho attacks that are being done. People are just kind of bringing loons on board, so I want to be able to post a video from time to time of successful loon attacks and kind of dissect them to understand what made them successful. Loon attacks certainly aren't something that you just spam. You can't just simply put in, 4 lava hounds or 3 lava hounds on one side of the map followed by balloons behind and expect the 3-star. There is a plan, and using a kill squad to be able to have a specific task or job done, whether or not that's with Valkyries taking out air defenses, or golems, heroes, and a few spells taking out a couple of air defenses and lava hounds to tank on the rest. Those are certainly 2 possibilities that are going to be always dependent upon the base that you're facing. All right, Kaiser Soze, maximum carnage.